The purpose of this video is to address goals and objectives in reference to my field internship placement. I am currently placed in the adoptions unit at Tulare County Health and Human Services, where our ultimate goal of our cases is to come up with a permanent plan for our children. So we will begin with an identified family who wants to adopt. We will conduct a home study. We will conduct an assessment, gathering all the information about both the family and the children, and from there we will distinguish what the needs are of the parents and what the needs are of the children, and we will do whatever is necessary to maintain and stabilize the family in order to send them through the process of adoption. Currently, for this assignment, I will identify one goal, four objectives, by using one client. So I will deal with the client Adrian, who's 8 years old and who has been in 4 fistfights within the last month at his elementary school. His parents are currently reluctant as far as continuing with the process of adoption because of his aggressive behaviors. Therefore, Adrian is currently in anger management and therapy, as well as has been prescribed psychotropic medication that his dosage has recently been up because his parents thought that his dosage was inadequate, so he was reevaluated, and the doctor agreed that his dosage could be increased, hopefully to minimize his aggressive behaviors and his outbursts. So, with that being said, the goal for Adrian at this point is to decrease his aggressive behaviors or his physical altercations in school. And in order to accomplish this, or his objectives to meet the goal, are one, that Adrian will continue taking his new or his increased dosage medication. He will also continue his therapy, but instead of it being monthly, it will be weekly, as well as he will recognize the feelings and actions that lead to his unsafe behaviors, and he, along with the help of the therapist and his foster parents, will create a plan on how to handle when he is tempted or he is on the verge of one of his physical altercations or his aggressive outbursts. The reason that I chose these objectives are in order to help not only Adrian with his behaviors, but to help continue to have his foster parents be comfortable enough to consider still adopting him. They will positively impact the client because his behaviors will be controlled. He will be safe, safe against him and safe against the children that he has already hurt, knowing that he is no longer a threat. Maybe he will be able to make more friends, as well as he will be able to establish his own coping methods, or with the help of the therapist and his parents, of course, but be able to cope even without them directly telling him that you shouldn't do this, or you should breathe, or you should have whatever techniques that come up in the plan for him to be able to better cope with these desires to fight, or the behaviors that are sometimes or seem to be uncontrollable. I formulated this goal, or the information used to formulate this goal was it was a collective effort in a meeting that consisted of the teacher, the therapist, as well as the social worker and the doctor. So together they made a informed decision about what his current needs are as far as addressing that one thing. But as far as in adoptions, our ultimate goal, as previously mentioned, is for him to have a permanent plan. And so if stabilizing or minimizing these behaviors will increase the likelihood of him being adopted, that's exactly what we want to do. The client was not a part of formulating the goals, although he is a part of changing the behaviors and acknowledging and recognizing the behaviors. So because he is so young and understands that there's something going wrong with the amount of times he's been pulled out of class and pulled out of school, and the things that have been discussed at previous therapy sessions. But as far as actually planning the goal, and taking time to deliberate the need, he was not a part of. But overall, we see that how we essentially have a goal, and we use the objectives to meet that goal, and we use something that can be measured, like the number of times he fights within the next month, in order to see if progress has been made. And we have assigned tasks not only to him, but to his foster parents and his therapist, to kind of conjoin so that he's not the only one moving since he's so young. As well as we have taken our eyes off of the main goal, which is adoption, and partialized it to focus on how we're getting there. So this is pretty much one of the objectives. So addressing his behaviors and making the foster parents comfortable is an objective to the bigger goal of getting him